we make sure that we develop the car precisely for what is required. And of course, the main question is, will it work? Where do I plug it? So the good thing is that the Model S has in the left rear light a Type 2 connector which works with any electricity. If you got electricity in Europe, it will work. So it works with single phase, triple phase, any type of current, floating ground as in Norway, it will work with everything. So you can use it, travel around the country or the continent without any worry. And that connector as well allows for supercharging. And you might wonder what supercharging is, and we're going to show you a little video now to explain how it works, and we'll give you more details after that. So enjoy the video. Thank you.
Within the next 12 months, you're going to be seeing many of these, not only in Norway, but also in the rest of Europe, enabling customers to drive all over Europe free of charge.
I'm so proud. It's a fantastic car. I didn't know you could fall in love with the car, but you can.
Morning. I may be more excited about the supercharging network than I am about the cars themselves. The supercharger concept grew out of a desire to deliver to our customers the ability to use their Model S as they would any other car they've ever owned. We started the project in California less than a year ago. By the end of this year, we'll have the entire United States wired such that you can drive up and down the east and west coast and across the country. Supercharging is the most advanced way that you can charge an electric vehicle. Basically, it allows you to charge your vehicle roughly 20 times faster than by any other charging means. It allows you as well to recover over 300 kilometers of range in less than 20 minutes. This makes it possible for you to basically treat any long-distance trip, like any trip you've ever done, with simple, convenient rest stops that don't impact your total travel time. We're very committed to Europe, and we've started this project just several months ago by wiring the complete network system within Norway. We opened just 2 weeks ago 6 charging stations, making it possible for 90% of the population of Norway to be within 300 kilometers of any supercharging system. And we're going to expand that network in Norway, and more importantly, we're going to be expanding it aggressively throughout Europe this coming year. We have several phases coming south across the continent to the point where by the end of 2014, we want to have almost 100% of the population of our core markets in Western Europe within 300 kilometers of the charging station. But I don't want you to take my word for it. We've set up a supercharger system here at Frankfurt IAA in Haltsein. You can come by, check out, and perhaps experience supercharging for yourself. And you can also see some of the equipment here. And please feel free to ask our staff about it. With that, thank you very much for your time and attention. I'd like to invite Jerome back up here, and I'd like to take questions.
Any questions?
Yes, can you comment on the sports car performance of the Tesla vis-a-vis other major sports cars like Aston Martin or Porsche? It's understandable that the car can accelerate very quickly going forward, but would you comment on the capabilities around curves, racetracks, and that sort of thing?
Thanks for the question. So regarding the handling of the car, I was a bit responsible for some of the engineering, so I felt comfortable answering that question. It has the lowest center of gravity of any car of that size, so it has fantastic ride and handling. But the best way to experiment is to drive it. I think there's no word that can do it justice. As I like to say, you can look at an opera singer and he or she might be looking good, but until you listen to them singing, you're missing the picture. So please try to schedule a test drive. I think we're starting on Thursday, test drives, and you'll be able to experience. It is a fantastic ride and handling machine.
Yeah, I just got a question about charging again. You're also having battery swap systems in the States introduced. When can we think about that in Europe as well?
So, in an attempt to explore all of the possibilities for making charging and use of the vehicle convenient and easy for our customers, we have, as you know, explored and announced that we would be doing some swapping stations. We're starting to roll that out on an incremental basis, on an exploratory basis in California right now. And we'll see how that goes, how adoption goes, how the business model works. Based on that, we'll expand from there. I wouldn't say that we have any plans for Europe at this point, but if this test program works, then I think it's right to see it grow.
So how far is the technology? What would you say?
Well, I think you saw, if you've followed us, you saw that we have created a system that allows you to, in fact, swap two batteries in the time that you would fuel an AA. That's probably the best way to describe the state of the technology. It's the customer experience is, in fact, better than fueling the gas in the vehicle.
So it could go to market, but you're just testing issues?
It will be in market this year in California.
Thanks.
Good morning. Could you elaborate a little on your sales perspective for Europe and especially the German market for your model?
So for Europe, we don't have a specific target. We'll be happy to sell and deliver as many cars as we can produce. At the moment, we're production constrained. We sell more cars than we can build. But we're trying really hard to ramp up production. And as a European myself, it's my ambition to see many of those cars on the roads. I think that European drivers enjoy good driving, and this is a really, really fine automobile to drive. And at the same time, I think it's just right. It's all electric. There is no emission. You don't need any gas anywhere. So I think the car should be well received. And I'm encouraged by the early results, but necessarily we need to increase our presence so that more and more people know us, and know what Tesla is and get to experience it.
Yeah, two questions. First of all, is this charging system compatible also with cars from other manufacturers? And now that you're cooperating with Mercedes-Benz, and if their electric cars will be compatible with that system? And the other question is when you're planning to introduce the SUV model?
So the compatibility for other vehicles. So what you need to know is that the supercharger, which there is one over there, I think, and there is a post here as well, charges at 120 kilowatt. That's a lot of energy. So not all electric vehicles are capable of taking that much energy. I think that's the main challenge, you know. It's overpowering for pretty much anything that was built. So regarding Daimler, I think I'll have to check to get back to you. You know, I'm obviously very, very proud of the electric B-Class. And we are very happy with our cooperation with Mercedes, and we look forward to delivering the first vehicles in North America, and personally I'll get one, so that'll be a good vehicle. The compatibility with the other manufacturers is not something that we're looking at the moment because of the amount of energy that comes in that is overpowering every other system. Yeah.
That said, I think that it's important to remember that the mission of this company writ large is to catalyze the market for EVs. We are introducing the supercharger system not just to serve our customers and to encourage additional sales. It's to sort of point toward the future of what's possible, and I think it's fair to say that we remain open-minded about how our system and how our installations might ultimately be compatible with other manufacturers.
Okay, and I also had the other question about the SUV model.
Working on it.
So no dates today?
End of next year, you know, as we initially planned, you know. It's looking good.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, good morning. Alfred Schmidt, SWR Radio. I can actually tell you that Mr. Zetscher of Daimler was rather proud yesterday evening when he talked about cooperation with you, and he said that you already had cult status, so it's a bit of I'd be interested in actually that supercharged network in Norway. Was there any state money involved? Did you do that with subsidies, or was that developing all of Europe?
This is a very good point. And first of all, we're flattered that Dr. Zetscher should make such comments about it. I remember the first time we came to Frankfurt 4 years ago as a virtually unknown company. So it's very nice to have the endorsement of such a leading thinker in the space. No, the idea with the supercharging network is we are not, at this point, using public funds in any way. This is a Tesla system. To the extent that for the president it's a proprietary system, fundamentally this is the fair thing to do, that as we develop this system, we're using our own funds to do it. As we develop sites that might have multi-use going forward, that situation could change, but to this point, we are doing all of this on our own mission.
I'd also be interested in your focus on the German market, of course. You did pick Germany, and would you like to expand here? Because you have a feeling that people with not only an idea for a different kind of car to go to work with live here, and also with a green mind. And just for the records, I'd like your full names and take please as well. Thank you.
Yeah, so of course we're looking forward to expanding in Germany, and that's why we're opening so many stores and service centers and superchargers, as Darmit highlighted, and I'm Jerome Guillen.
Dermot O'Connell, Vice President for Corporate and Business Development. And I would just say that I think that a marker of our success and place in the industry will be, in many respects, our performance here in Germany, which is the influence of person.
You talk about building up a grid of charging systems. What is the number? How many charging stations in the US are you talking about, and how many charges in Europe or in special countries? It's about just the numbers.
So it may surprise you, but we don't spend nearly as much time analyzing what the future looks like as we do trying to create the future. We're very pragmatic about how we set up our networks. We focus on areas where we have a population density of vehicles already, where we see promise going forward. We build out those networks. We see how they're being used. We set up very flexible installations such that we can put additional charging stations at any one site. So the answer is, I don't know, but it will be whatever it needs to be.
Good morning. You focused very well on the superchargers, on the charging time, but what do you have some experiences with the lifetime of the batteries? I think the supercharging system is a stress for the batteries and may have some influence on the lifetime.
Obviously we thought a lot about this and we're being very careful. So without giving too much technical details, because there's a lot of intellectual property here, we charge in a way that we do not damage the car. Alright, so, and don't ask me to give some details, you know, because I can't do that, but that's really where the intellectual property of Tesla is how we can pack so much energy and have such high energy density and take good care of the battery for the long time. As a matter of fact, the warranty of the battery is 8 years, unlimited kilometers. You can drive as much as you want. We will stand behind the battery.
And irrespective of how many times you supercharge.
Could you please elaborate a bit on the partnership you might have in Europe about your supercharge network? Is there like a big electricity giant behind it that you work with?
No, this is, to this point, this is an independent effort, catalyzed by Tesla, funded by Tesla, operated by Tesla for the benefit of our customers. As I said before, I think that anything is possible going forward. There are barriers or things that one needs to do in order to install a network. Certainly those things are made easier when you have a cooperative landowner, when you have a cooperative utility, but to this point, we have no major backer, funder, or sponsor of this effort.
Okay. In the US, there seems to be a hold-up of the rollout of the supercharger network, especially in the northwest of the East Coast. There were supposed to be superchargers opening during the summer vacation time, which is right now, but there are still some grey dots on the map. Is there anything happening, especially on the East Coast, that seems to be limiting the rollout?
Not to my knowledge. We're opening a lot of superchargers. I'm actually many this very week. We opened a lot in Texas and in Florida before. It's non-stop. Actually, I was just reading some emails, checking some superchargers in Northeast just today. So no, it's full speed as usual with Tesla. It's pedal to the metal, you know, and as fast as we can go and as how hard we can work.
Hello, my name is Mary Leitner. I have a question regarding supercharging again. How long are you going to offer cost-free supercharging, and are you going to offer this service also in Germany?
Plans with respect to the free service are unchanged from our announcement. It is free. It is free for the foreseeable future. We will, of course, make adjustments as time and circumstances dictate. But it is free. It will continue to be free, and that is what we plan. And the priority of Germany for our company, for the industry, is such that we will be rolling out this service in Germany this coming year, consistent with the way we operate it here in the U.S. and Europe today.
Any news for the Roadster owners out there? Is there any upgrades coming? How are they being handled with the supercharger stations in Europe?
No specifics, we're not going to introduce any news regarding the product development, but we're busy working on a lot of topics. Good. Well, thank you for coming to Tesla. Again, please check out the cars. Will be around for a few more minutes. As I said, test drive it. You cannot experience it unless you test drive it. Thank you again for coming.